In 2024, the landscape of pistol brands features established names like Smith & Wesson, Glock, and Sig Sauer, alongside rising contenders such as CZ-USA and FN Herstal, reflecting a diverse market catering to firearm enthusiasts worldwide. Number 10. Staccato 2011. All 2011 about the Staccato CS, but several significant improvements have made it more optimized for concealed carry. The C was the first handgun in the concealed carry series under Staccato, and it had one stack. Like its full-size brethren, the C2 is hefty and contains 16 plus 1 rounds, making it a real double-stack 2011. The company Steyr Incorporated, SVI, makes modular pistols modeled around the M1911 model. The reason the Steyr system is named modular is that the metal upper portion of the frame, which includes the dust cover and frame rails, is distinct from the lower grip and trigger guard, which is composed of carbon steel, stainless steel, titanium, or aluminum. Their most well-known products are the competition-grade IMM Open Division handguns and the hybrid series of handguns. SVI uses the name Infinity Firearms to market its goods. Number 9. Glock. Glock GmbH, an Austrian company, designs and manufactures polymer-framed, short recoil-operated, locked-breech, semi-automatic pistols under the Glock brand, German, Glock, stylized as GLOCK. Once it proved to be the most reliable and safe weapon in tests, the firearm was adopted by the Austrian police and military in 1982. Glock handguns, which are now the company's most lucrative product line, are provided to at least 48 countries' police departments, security services, and armed forces. Glocks are also well-liked handguns among non-combatants for open or concealed carry, home defense, and competitive and recreational shooting. At the time of the Glock 17's development, the company's founder and chief engineer, Gaston Glock, 1929 to 2023, had no prior expertise designing or manufacturing firearms. Glock designed the first line of handguns with a polymer frame that was commercially successful, thanks in large part to its significant knowledge with sophisticated synthetic polymers. Number 8. Smith & Wesson. Horace Smith and Daniel B. Wesson established Smith & Wesson as the Smith & Wesson Revolver Company in 1856, following the sale of their prior business, which was also known as the Smith & Wesson Company, but was later renamed as Volcanic Repeating Arms before being acquired by Oliver Winchester and becoming the Winchester Repeating Arms Corp. Prior to being purchased by Safety Hammer Corporation in 2001. Bangor Punta and Tompkins Pulp were the owners of the contemporary Smith & Wesson. Before the firm was spun out in 2020, Smith & Wesson was a part of American Outdoor Brands Corporation from 2016 to 2020. In order to produce the volcanic rifle, Horace Smith and Daniel B. Wesson established the Smith & Wesson Company in Norwich, Connecticut in 1852. In 1854, Smith created a novel volcanic cartridge and received a patent for it. Oliver Winchester bought the Smith & Wesson Company in 1855 and renamed it Volcanic Repeating Arms. Smith departed the company and went back to his hometown of Springfield, Massachusetts, but Wesson remained with Volcanic Repeating Arms for 8 months as plant manager. Number 7. Beretta. Army manufacturing company privately owned Pietro Beretta, pronounced Fabbrica d'Armi Pietro Beretta. Pietro Beretta Weapon Factory is an Italian guns manufacturer with operations across multiple nations. Its weapons are employed for a range of military, law enforcement, and civilian uses all around the world. 3/4 of sales are made up of sporting weapons. Beretta is also well known for selling shooting apparel and accessories. Having been established in the 16th century, Beretta is the world's oldest company still producing firearm parts. The Arquebus barrel was the company's first product, introduced in 1526. According to all sources, the Venetian Navy was outfitted with Beretta-made barrels for the Battle of Lepanto in 1571. Since 1650, Beretta has provided armaments for every significant European conflict. Since the Roman era, iron ore has been mined in Valtrompia, a river valley in northern Italy that is part of the province of Brescia, Lombardy. Valtrompia was well known for its ironworks during the Middle Ages, and after the Renaissance it developed into a hub for the production of armaments. Valtrompia had 40 ironworks by the middle of the 16th century, supplied by 8 smelters and 50 mines. Number 6. Sturm Ruger Co. Ruger, also known as Sturm Ruger & Company Incorporated, is an American firearm manufacturer headquartered in Southport, Connecticut. It also maintains production sites in Newport, New Hampshire, Mayodan, North Carolina, and Prescott, Arizona. William B. Ruger and Alexander McCormick Sturm formed the business in 1949, and it went public in 1969. Ruger manufactures semi-automatic pistols, single and double-action revolvers, bolt-action, and single-shot rifles. Ruger is the country's second-largest firearms manufacturer after Smith Wesson, according to ATF statistics for 2021. In 1949, William B. Ruger and Alexander McCormick Sturm established Sturm, Ruger and Company in a tying machine shop they rented in Southport, Connecticut. Number 5. Taurus International. São Leopoldo, Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil is home to Taurus Armas S.A., a Brazilian manufacturing company that was formerly known as Forjas Taurus S.A., originally established as a tool and die forging facility in 1924. The company currently includes its firearms division, Taurus Armas, along with other divisions that concentrate on metal fabrication, plastics, body armor, helmets, and civil construction. The Model 38,101 Taurus's first revolver was manufactured in 1941. It started exporting revolvers to the U.S. market in 1953 via a network of importers. With the acquisition of 87% of Forjas Taurus in 1962, the parent company of Smith Wesson, Bangor Punta Corporation, made it possible for the two gunmakers to readily exchange design and manufacturing information. Taurus's present owners bought it from Bangor Punta in 1973, severing its connection to Smith Wesson. Number 4. Sig Sauer. Under the Sig Sauer brand, a number of sibling firms that create and produce firearms operate. After multiple sell-offs, the initial company, Schweizerische Wagenfabrik (SWF), subsequently Schweizerische Industriegesellschaft (SIG), dispersed the Sig Sauer name among other businesses. The former Sig is no longer in the guns industry and is now known as Sig Kambiblock Group. Sig Sauer GmbH & Co. KG was the German corporation. It was established in 1976 as a joint venture between J.P. Sauer and Sohn of Germany and Schweizerische Industriegesellschaft (SIG) of Switzerland, is Sig Sauer AG, a Swiss corporation. After being acquired by L&O Holding in Western Germany, its former SIG Arms AG was renamed San Swiss Arms AG or Swiss Arms, and then again in late 2019 to Sig Sauer AG. Number 3. Heckler & Koch. German gun company Heckler & Koch HG or H&K, German pronunciation, Heckler. Und Kochs makes rifles, handguns, submachine guns, and grenade launchers. The corporation has subsidiaries in the US, UK, and France in addition to its headquarters in Oberndorf am Neckar in the German state of Baden-Württemberg. Former Mauser engineers Edmund Heckler, Theodor Koch, and Alex Siddle established Heckler & Koch in 1949 out of the closed Oberndorf Mauser plant. Before developing the Heckler & Koch G3 in 1956 in response to a contract from the Bundeswehr for a new service rifle, the business first produced machine tools and metal parts. HK moved into the defense sector as a result of the G3 rifle's success. HK is presently a component of the Heckler & Koch Group, which also includes Heckler & Koch GmbH, Heckler & Koch Defense, NSAF Lid, and Heckler & Koch France SAS. Royal Ordnance owned HK for a brief period of time, from 1991 to 2002. Number 2. Springfield. Based in Geneseo, Illinois, Springfield Armory, incorporated as a U.S. company that manufactures and imports commercial weapons. Established in 1974 by Bob Reese and his family, the company manufactures rifles like the M1A and imports pistols like the Hellcat and XD series. The business is unconnected to Springfield Armory, a Massachusetts-based corporation that used to manufacture firearms for the U.S. military. Elmer C. Balance started adopting the moniker Springfield Armory for his business, ALHE Manufacturing, which was tasked with producing the M14 rifle for the first time in civilian hands under the designation M1A. Balance started out in San Antonio, Texas, and shortly after that relocated to Devine, Texas, where the business flourished. Balance sold the business to the Reese family in 1974 because they had a production shop that was well established in Illinois with experience. The business soon entered the market for further weapons, such as the M1911. Number 1. His. Česká zbrojovka as CZ's or Czech Armory, and Uherský Brod-based Czech maker of weapons. The firm is well known for making hunting, sports, and utility weapons. Colt CZ Group Southeast, a Czech holding corporation, owns it together with other brands that have production plans associated to them. The brand light machine gun, a modified version of the Czechoslovak ZBEVs 26, is one example of how the weapons sector contributed significantly to the interwar Czechoslovak economy and accounted for a sizable portion of the nation's exports. But all heavy industry was nationalized after the communist coup d'etat in 1948, and it was officially shut off from its Western export market behind the Iron Curtain. The majority of Czechoslovak weapons remained indigenous, but most other Warsaw Pact nations relied on armaments imports from the Soviet Union. The Czechoslovak army, for instance, utilized the VZ-58 assault rifle, while other communist bloc countries used variations of the AK-47. Please remember to like and subscribe if you find this list useful in order to receive future updates on firearm trends and industry insights.